Guys, the folks at Engwe contacted the channel and they asked if I would be interested in reviewing their bike. And I said, yup. But there was one stipulation. I get to say what I want about the bike without any kind of censorship. So here it is. This is the video on the Engwe M20. Starting from the front of the bike, guys, it has, you will notice, a fat tire profile. This is a fat tire bike. It's a 20-inch wheel and it's a 4-inch wide tire, okay? And it's an aluminum rim. The brakes are 160 millimeter disc brakes. One thing that I wish that they would have had with this bike would be hydraulic brakes. At a $1,000 price point for this bike, I mean, you could take it or leave it for the $1,000, but I don't think that a hydraulic brake would have added that much more expense. Moving forward, it's got long fenders. The fenders are gonna protect your frame and your battery from any road debris and rain. It's got dual headlights. The headlight has a constant on running light here on the bottom. These are constantly on. When the key's on, the battery's on, these lights are gonna be on. There's a switch on the bar that's gonna turn your main headlights on. The headlight actually does throw out a decent amount of light, enough to be able to ride around at night. Moving back here, guys, the battery, like I said, this is a single battery version of this bike. You can get 2 batteries on this bike and then you can wire them up and double your range. The battery is removable via a key. Now, having a removable battery that's so simple is, the benefit there is, let's just say you're in an apartment complex and you don't want to carry your bike up a flight of stairs, but you need to charge your bike. You just unlock the battery, take the battery up and charge it, and then bring the battery back down, put it back in the bike, and off you go. My bike did come with this little carrying case right here. It's very useful. You can throw your headphones in there, throw your phone in there, throw, whatever out, your vape or whatever it is that you use in this little case. It came with the bike, so I dig that. Moving on to the suspension, this is a dual suspension bike. It has a fork, which is adjustable, and it provides a smoother ride for the rider, and it has a rear shock in the back. One great thing about this battery is the simplicity of its removal. So you can just put the key in, remove the battery, like I said earlier, but it also has a USB port. So you can take your battery, you can plug your phone or whatever you're wanting to charge off of the main battery of the bike. Super awesome. I like that. When you're riding, plug your phone in, throw it in the case, and off you go. You got a full charge. Moving on to the back of the bike here, guys, you can see that we kind of mentioned the shock. It's not a great shock. It's a good shock. It's good enough for this bike and the conditions that we're going to be riding in. And, as you can see, I'm about 200 pounds. It's going to absorb some of the road that you're going to be riding on. But with these tires, these fat tires, the tires end up taking up a lot of the abuse that you will see before the shock sees it. Now to the right side of the bike, as you can see, this particular bike does have a 7-speed transmission. It's a Shimano gear shifter. When you're under the power of the bike and you're using the throttle, this isn't going to come into play. When this really comes into play is when you are pedaling the bike, when you want to start from a takeoff, or let's just say your battery dies and you're having to pedal home. Having a gear shifter on the back of the bike and the ability to change your gears, if you run out of batteries and you're trying to get home, that's where this is going to come into play. The controller, everything is wired and it's underneath the seat. It's super clean. All the wires are really simple, nice and tidy along the frame. The front fork does have a compression adjustment and it does work. It will lock the front fork out. It will make the fork harder or softer as you apply pressure to it. So that feature does work. It's just not for looks. Coming up to the bars, let's take a look at the bars real quick. The screen is very intuitive. And one thing I will say about this bike is it does have an owner's manual and the English is good. The pictures are good. It's very descriptive. It's everything you want to know about the bike. Here we go. You got the battery on. We're going to we'll turn the bike on here, hold that down for a few seconds, and it'll show you the mileage, it'll show you your distance, it'll show you what gear you're in. And if you want to click up, it's got 5 modes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indicated right there. Number 5 is going to be your fastest mode. It's got a horn. Sounds like a Suron horn or any typical e-bike horn. This is your headlight switch right there. It's going to turn your headlight on. right there. And then you come back here and it's also going to show you the tail light. Great features. Over here, this is the 7-speed I was telling you about. You can select through these gears if you're riding and you're pedaling the bike under your own power. It's got a half twist throttle. I've seen some people in some reviews, they have a full twist throttle. When they went to the half twist, I don't know, but this particular one has a half twist. So that is some of the high-level details about this bike. I didn't want to spend a ton of time on those details because you can find them on the website, you can find them all over the internet. What I want to get you to see is the speed test and the distance and the range test. But if you are interested in purchasing an Engwe bike, be sure to check out the link in the description. I also have a discount code for you if you are thinking about purchasing one of these bikes. Enough blabbing, let's get on to the speed test and the distance test. Let's go. Pedals and charger. Pedals, axle, stickers, tool bag, and the charger. Left pedal counterclockwise. Pedal will have a L marked on it. Right side pedal, right side marked with an R, clockwise. All right, guys, no e-bike video is complete without a speed test. I have the speedometer here built in on the bike. I got my phone right here in the front, and I have a speedometer right here on the GoPro. So let's put this thing in mode 5. I'm gonna do throttle and pedal. Let's see what we get. Let's go. Ugh. All right, so mode 5, even with my pedaling, got up to 28 miles an hour. Let's turn around, do the exact same test on throttle only. So we got 28.2. Let's reset it. Mode 5. Here we go, no pedaling, all bike. All right, so all bike got up to 25 miles an hour. With my pedaling, I was able to squeeze out another 3. All right, y'all, so that is the speed test. I was able to get up to 28 miles an hour with my pedaling at 24 miles an hour just on straight throttle. Let's take the bike back home. Let's charge it back up and let's do a range test. I'm gonna do this range test on mode 5, which is the most assisted mode, because let's be honest, most people are not buying these bikes to pedal. All right, so we're doing our range test. Riding somewhere or having a destination is always more fun than just riding to ride. So I thought I'd make a trip out of it. This morning, my washing machine took a crap.
So I figured, oh, you know what? I'm gonna ride to Home Depot, buy a new washing machine, I'll have it delivered, and I can make a video on the range test. So the range from my house to Home Depot is right at 7 miles. I'm gonna do this on one charge. We're gonna go 7 miles there, 7 miles back. We're gonna see what kind of battery consumption it took. I'm gonna pedal the bike a little bit here and there, but primarily I'm gonna use the bike's battery and motor to get there and back. All right, guys, I'm 5 miles in right now. Let's check the battery. Let's see how it looks on the charge rate. You see that? We've knocked off 1 bar over the course of 5 miles. If you guys had been around and watched the Voltron Watts channel over the course of the last year or so, you know that I modify a lot of razors. I like to go fast on little mini bikes. I think this pedal bike fits a need for me specifically because I can ride this thing to the bars. I can ride it on the sidewalks. I can ride it in places where I'm not gonna get the same amount of attention that a full-grown man is gonna get, you know, doing 60 miles an hour down the side of the road. So in my case, this thing is pretty awesome because you can ride it just about anywhere and nobody bats an eye. You know, what I'm trying to avoid here is any kind of law enforcement attention, in my case specifically. So I like that. And a bike like this is definitely gonna remain in my garage for those times. We made it, we are here. This is the one. All right, y'all, so the ride to Home Depot was a success. The washer has been secured. Let's get back on the bike and take it back home. So this is where e-bikes are the jam. This is a big hill. I hope that the camera is doing it justice on your end. Could I pedal this hill? Yeah, I probably could. Would I want to? No, that's not fun. And I am all about fun. So we're gonna take this bike up this hill. We're taking a detour just for this. And we're gonna go up this hill. I'm in mode 5. The bike's doing all the work. What do you know about that? Too easy. E-bikes are fun. Get you an e-bike. You won't regret it. Top of the hill. Let's continue the test. All right, guys, battery check. We've gone 14 miles. Checking the battery. We are at half life. 14 miles. I gotta get home. I'm probably 5 miles from home. Let's turn around and see what we get at the end of the trip. All right, y'all, that is the range test so far. That has been 20 miles on one charge of this e-bike. Let's take a look at the battery bars. So after 20 miles of riding, I'm gonna come in here and check this battery. We're down to a red and an orange. We're down to out of 5 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 bars left. So after 20 miles, we have 5 bars on our battery indicator. We have 2 bars left. That's 20 miles. Now, a lot of your range is gonna dictate on the elevation that you're climbing, how much you use the pedals, the gearing that you're using, and the speed that you're carrying throughout that time. But just 20 miles of easy going, I would venture to say I could probably get another 7 miles out of those 2 bars, and then maybe even more if I knock down the bike's ability to put out more power to carry more speed, just to save and conserve some of that battery. But while we're on the battery chat, if you wanted to, you could add another battery and double your range. Me personally, I don't think my butt and my back can handle another 20 miles of this. But if you wanted to and you wanted to go the distance, you could throw another battery on here and theoretically double your range. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I enjoy making the videos for you guys. The likes and the subscribes, they don't cost anything and they help the channel tremendously. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for being with me. Have a great one. Bye.